Okay. Hi, this is Lucky Smith. Today is December 14th of 2012 and I'm here with
Jordan Angle.
and Jordan, you're the drummer from A Random Act of Blindness, correct?
More or less, yeah. The Random Acts of Blindness, but yes, that is us.
And
I am he.
I got to interview the rest of the band a few days ago, and then now we're doing a phone interview. How long have you been playing the drums now?
So I started playing the drums 11 years ago, 12 years ago. I don't know, but around there. And I lived in South Africa, and that's where I lived with Matt. And Matt and I got together, and at the very onset of my interest in drumming, Matt was playing the guitar, and we were living down in Cape Town for a year together, and that's sort of where the chemistry began. And I started playing hand drums down there, and then obviously from there it progressed into playing the kit, and then sort of all sorts of other versions of kit and hand drums and etc. It's been a fun voyage.
So, if I heard you correctly, you said that you guys lived in South Africa together?
Yeah, we did. In 2001, both of us were in Cape Town at the same time. We'd both been down there on a program just to spend some time and theoretically get an education. And we definitely did get an education. I don't think it was the one that they had intended on us getting, or maybe they did. But we had both been down there. Matt and I had both been down there through our schools. And when we got down there after 6 months, we said we're not going back. And there was a group of us who were all friends down there. A couple of them who were there was an amazing musician pair that we were down there with that really inspired us. I think they're sort of big inspirations to our music. And we hung out with them the first 6 months, and then everybody went back, and Matt and I decided we'd get an apartment and explore South Africa more or less on our own. And that was really the blossoming of our musical relationship and sort of what has become this really beautiful thing of the Random Acts of Blindness.
What was it like living in South Africa? I mean, how long were you guys living there for?
It was a year total, and it was fascinating. I mean, it was brought on the most interesting, dynamic period of my life in terms of the emotional experience of living in a country that had been through so much so recently. America feels like it's kind of settled itself out, and there's little things that are happening here and there, but it doesn't feel like a country under, giant change. And for us to be there at a very impressionable and curious age of 21, both of us turning 21 down there, I think it was very influential on both of us. And it's a very rich place to live. There's a lot of culture. There's a lot happening. The youth feels very empowered. I think due to the general ignorance of a lot of the adults, and so the youth have decided to really take over and create a lot of very powerful art. And for us, it was a very stimulating time to be there, and very stimulating time in our lives. I mean, I'm speaking for Matt, but I'm confident that he would agree.
And what was your original? I mean, where you guys were in school? What college were you from before?
I was in Rhodes College, which is like a small liberal arts school in the Northeast. Very sort of traditional New Englandy type, cold winters. Small, brick classrooms with very erudite professors. People sitting around on quads throwing frisbees. I mean, that type of stuff. And to go from that to Cape Town was, felt like that was really where I was meant to be educated. not in that little plastic environment up in that Berkshire. So it was beautiful. It just didn't. I don't think it fed me the way being in a place like Cape Town would.
Are you originally from New England, or?
No, I'm the aberration of the band. I'm actually from Southern California. I grew up in San Diego. Grew up in the tough town of La Jolla, which has sort of a sordid history of rich kids and surfer punks, and there's sort of this dynamic between that, and I had to get out of there. I love it. It's a great place, but it was time for me to leave after 18 years.
Oh.
And so I went to the East Coast, and then I went to school out there, and then I lived in New York for 3 years. And then after that, I came out west, and I've been here ever since.
That is, wow, that's pretty remarkable. And so the band's been playing together now for, I believe, about what, a year, maybe 2 years. How did you go? Because obviously you're friends with Matt. I mean, how did you end up becoming their drummer? Or, were you with other bands before?
It was a pretty organic process, honestly. I mean, it was. I was driving out to Palm Springs one day, and I got on the phone with Matt and had a very impassioned conversation with him, saying, "Get the hell out here already! I need to start playing music. I'm dying." And he's in the East Coast, doing the same way. He was involved with a couple different projects, but I think there was something calling us to, unite the clans. And so he came from New York, and I was out here in LA, and he came out, and it was as simple as just him coming over to my place, and I had a couple of hand drums lying around, and he had his guitar, and he's like, "Oh, I got some songs thinking about." So, all right, that's cool. Well, that's cool. And things got good. Just in that, those little memories of the music that we had made so many years ago, and we had both progressed a lot in our instruments. And he had a friend, Jason, was really his sister's friend, and we met, and the first meeting was over at my house in Van Nuys, and the three of us just, it was instantaneous. And we had a great time. Musically had a great time, and friendship-wise, I was like, I like these guys. They're good people.
Yeah,
and,
I met.
Began, and I mean, the music as it started was, looking back on it, not so impressive, but there was always moments of just sublime beautifulness that all three of us would create, and that's really been the feeding point of the band. I think was starting with that little nugget of just friendship, and then building on it with these beautiful little moments, and then turning those little moments into whole songs. And that's always the goal. And when Liza came in, it was just this other needed feminine nature to the band, and added a really beautiful dynamic to us. And then Aubrey recently has just added a whole other thing, and it just keeps getting better. And there's been a few other people who've come and gone, and it seems that the ones that come and go are meant to, and the ones that stick around are very much meant to.
Well, it seems like you guys have the right formula right now. Go ahead.
Say again?
I said it seems like you guys have the right formula at this time for your band. What's your favorite song from your what's your all-time favorite song from A Random Act of Blindness? Because my personal favorite is Sometimes and Mississippi.
And what's the other one?
Mississippi?
Sometimes and what?
Mississippi?
Yeah. Mississippi is a fun song.
Yeah.
Mississippi's a fun song to play, that's for sure. I mean, it's just, it's a fun song for me to play. It's very just straightforward, heavy drums. And, the favorite moment of our music is Jason's solo in Mississippi. And, when we all come out together, and it's just this, there's a building beautiful fury to it that is my favorite. I don't know if Mississippi is my favorite song, but that's my favorite part that we do as a band. And whenever I hear it, it hits me in this spot, and I'm like, I love that. It's so rich, and we're just all on the same page, cooking together. I agree with you. I think that's a great song. On our LP, I think. I don't know. I mean. There's something, Bring Me My Gun is, again, just one of these really heavy, raw songs. Maybe I'm a little partial to the heavier songs because, as a drummer, that's where we really get to
Did you shine?
Work out our demons. And I love our slower stuff, and it's there's something beautiful and so poignant about the fact that we can really be a heavy, faster band, and then also really drop back into this groovy, deep, beautiful zone. So it's hard to say, but I really, I think you
Thank you. I understand you guys did a photo shoot today. What's your next plans with the band? I know I talked to him. You guys are like right now recording and shooting. Am I correct? For
Yeah, we're putting together some. We'll actually be down. I'm a photographer and I live in a photography studio down in downtown Echo Park area. So tomorrow we're doing like a whole shoot for the band. There should be some really nice professional shots that we knock out tomorrow. And we're really trying to focus on writing new material. We have a lot of cool songs and our sound is really progressing. So I think we love our old stuff, but there's a feeling of impatience for the sort of newer, more gentle, or maybe more, I don't know, just mature versions of what we've been doing. Getting our sophistication going, not obviously losing our soul in the process, but yeah, that's really I think our next little foray, and then obviously next year just to play a bunch of shows and get everyone to feel it and hear it and hopefully be inspired and spread the love.
that sounds like I just love your music. And when I remember hearing you guys at the chocolate event, I was everything was just running around. And when I ran into Matt, I was like, I want to interview you guys. And like your sound is unique. It's unique from what's out there because it is in a genre of like I would categorize like a bluesy kind of rock, but at the same time you guys have your own sound, and it's an amazing story that you guys have like kind of everybody randomly just got together. How Eliza was just like one day singing a cappella in the kitchen, and then you guys have a lead singer, and then Aubrey was in Starbucks and you guys have a bass player, and then you and Matt meeting in South Africa. I mean, it's funny how you guys it's all connected, but it works.
Yeah, it was like there's something really, in LA, a lot of bands happen on Craigslist and stuff like that, and it's just sort of like meeting meeting a significant other online. I think it's just not as good a story, even if it's as good of a result. But our story is great, and it's a nice thing that we've all sort of come together just so organically. And we played Lightning in a Bottle last year, and it was that sort of first real experience as a band on the road together. And it was that moment I was like, I love these people. I'm just so happy to be here with them, and the band, whatever, but the people are amazing. And I think that is really evident when we're in it together. We're really in it together, and we're backing each other up musically, and we're feeling each other emotionally in the songs, and it's a real, something special happening. And I think people just relate to that specialness. We drop a beat here, I personally do, and we're here and we're there sometimes, but the emotion is so strong with us. And I think it's because we really care for each other, and that we want the audience to be a part of that. And that's largely a result of us coming together in such an organic way, really finding each other like when we needed it.
Aww, that's like the story of how. I mean, when you guys make it, and you guys are gonna make it, and you guys like have like a followings of millions, just remember like I was one of the reporters that caught your story, because because there's some people that I've interviewed where you kind of just know it's gonna go somewhere, because when it's about the music and it's not about the fame, that's when the magic happens.
Yeah, well, that's certainly it for us. I don't think any of us have really any aspirations of fame. I think it's sort of this funny concept that they're just like, oh yeah, that happened, huh? That's interesting. No, I don't think any of us are in it for that at all. Actually, I think it's probably something we're not. I mean, it's nice to have somebody pick you up and drop you off, but beyond that, I don't think it has anything to do with it. I think it's really about the joy of creating the thing, and I think the more we as a band really dip into just our love for that, the people just really respond to it. And so it's that sort of self-fulfilling prophecy.
That's awesome. Do you have a message? We're going to start wrapping things up now. Do you have a message for your fans out there, Jordan?
Our fans? I love it. I love talking to our fans. It feels good. Do I have a message for our fans? Yeah, you know, it's funny. It's a profound week to give a message at the end of. I have to tell you, it's been a very interesting week. I guess the message is that there's deep greatness that exists, and it's not really in you. It's just that it exists, and it can be tapped into. It's just a level that is sort of hovering above us, and if we dig into that truth of what's happening and what's existing within us, and we can just get into that little ether, there's a deep satisfaction of life. And to just go after that cathartic experience of getting into that other level of existence, you know, a higher consciousness of sorts, where you just understand that we're all on that page together. We're not separate. We're very much the same thing existing in that ether when we reach into it. And to do everything possible through your living your passions to get to that place, because that place is truly the most beautiful existence you can have. It has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with, really anything other than helping other people to access that. Because when you're there, you're doing good. Your soul is in the good. That's pretty existential, but that's my message.
Thank you very much, Jordan. And this is Lucky Smith signing off. Thank you.